It's a great afternoon, actually, for the Connecticut Lottery. Hope everyone's mics are working. You guys all good on sound? Great. My name is Rob Simmelcare. I am the chairman of the board of directors of the Connecticut Lottery Corporation, and I'd like to welcome all of you to a very special day in the history of the Connecticut Lottery, the 50th anniversary of the founding of this terrific organization. How about a round of applause for the Connecticut Lottery? When we think about the Connecticut Lottery and the role that it plays in our state, many things, of course, come to mind. Of course, we think about the revenue that CLC generates for the state and for the general fund. This year, Connecticut Lottery will hit $11 billion in historical returns to the general fund of the state of Connecticut. $11 billion, which goes, of course, to so many important initiatives that fund our state and will continue to do so as well. Of course, we also think about the role that we play toward ensuring that that revenue is raised in a responsible way. And over the course of 5 decades, Connecticut Lottery has contributed more than $40 million toward funding problem gambling prevention and treatment services, in addition to the kinds of PSA campaigns that we use to support the Department of Mental Health and the Connecticut Council on Problem Gambling. Those are also important parts of the work we do. But when I think about the Connecticut Lottery and the role that it plays in our state, what I think about most is the joy and the fun that we give people around our state who get to participate in gaming with us. The joy that people get when they buy that $2 scratch ticket because they know they've got that chance to win. The joy they get when they buy a Powerball or a Mega Millions ticket because they know there's a chance that that ticket might just change their lives. There's, of course, the joy that people get day in and day out, hundreds and hundreds of times a day, when they cash in a winning ticket, whether that's a $2 win, a $5 win, maybe it's $10, maybe it's $25, but it's that little bit of joy that people get from winning a prize. And then, of course, every once in a while, there is the kind of life-changing joy that we see when someone wins big. And appropriately enough, here on the day of our 50th anniversary, we are thrilled to announce that such an event has happened. As amazingly, you couldn't have scripted it any better, someone won the Powerball here in Connecticut yesterday with a prize of $184 million, a ticket purchased in Cheshire, Connecticut. And so we are thrilled beyond belief for only the 3rd time in the history of the Connecticut Lottery to have minted a Powerball first prize winner, and we cannot wait for that person to come forward. So there's so much excitement, there's so much joy around this day here for the state of Connecticut. Of course, none of this could have happened without the work of so many people, so many employees, past and present, who have made the Connecticut Lottery Corporation what it is today. So many leaders in government who have helped us and supported us to get to this day. Of course, I don't want to be remiss without, of course, mentioning and remembering some of the sadder moments in the history of the Connecticut Lottery. And I want to recognize here today the tragedy that occurred here some years ago and the people who were lost in that event. That is part of the story of the Connecticut Lottery as well, and one that should not be forgotten as we stand here to celebrate our 50th anniversary. But today is a great day, today is a happy day, and of course we are very grateful for the leadership that we currently receive from our great leadership in the state of Connecticut, leadership that has not only supported Connecticut Lottery, but has supported the modernization of gaming in our state, including the ability for us to introduce new products like sports wagering and iLottery, things that are just getting going and so far making a great contribution to our state. We are grateful for the support of Governor Ned Lamont and, of course, our great Lieutenant Governor, Susan Bysowitz, without whom this recent evolution and the success of lottery would not and could not have been possible. And so with that, I am thrilled to introduce our great Lieutenant Governor, Susan Bysiewicz.
Rob, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here, and you are so right. What a moment here as we celebrate the 50th anniversary that some Connecticut resident in Cheshire bought that ticket that is going to bring them $184 million. I don't know about you, but when I buy a Powerball ticket, I always think, okay, if I win that huge amount that's advertised on the billboard, what disease would I cure first, right? So much fun. Anyway, before I give any more remarks, I do want to take the opportunity to read the governor's proclamation, and maybe could you hold it up and then I will go ahead and read this. So, whereas the Connecticut Lottery was first created in 1971 by Governor Thomas Meskel, whereas the first lottery tickets were sold by the Connecticut Lottery on February 15th, 1972 across 3,000 different retail locations statewide, and whereas in 1983 the Connecticut Lottery's contributions to the state general fund reached a historic $1 billion, reaching the $2 billion mark less than a decade later in 1991. Whereas the Connecticut Lottery officially became a quasi-public agency named the Connecticut Lottery Corporation, the CLC, on July 1st, 1996. Whereas in 1999, the Connecticut Lottery Corporation joined the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services and the Connecticut Council on Problem Gambling to establish the Connecticut Partnership for Responsible Gaming. Whereas the CLC partnered with local and state law enforcement agencies on June 13th, 2003, to broaden and enhance Connecticut's Amber Alert system. Whereas in 2019, the Connecticut Lottery Corporation crossed the $10 billion threshold for profits returned to the Connecticut General Fund, and whereas the Connecticut Lottery Corporation began offering online and retail sports betting in 2021, strengthening its product offerings. Whereas in 2021, the Connecticut Lottery set an all-time new record of $418 million for a one-year contribution to the Connecticut General Fund, for a total of over $10.6 billion in profit to the general fund since the CLC's inception in 1972. Therefore, I, Ned Lamont, Governor of the State of Connecticut, in honor of the 50th anniversary of the CLC and in recognition of the many contributions CLC has made to our state, do hereby proclaim February 15th, 2022 as Connecticut Lottery Day. So, a round of applause for all of our wonderful employees. We are so grateful. Okay. So that was very wordy, and I promise I'll be shorter than the proclamation. But I do just want to say thank you to the CLC president and CEO, Greg Smith, and to every one of the CLC's employees who have brought us to this day and made the Connecticut Lottery so successful, and for running this great corporation with integrity. And Rob Simmelkier, I want to say thank you for your chairmanship. The governor and I placed our trust in you to help us expand into online gaming, and you have been an incredible partner as we start that and sports betting in our state. We're really proud of you. You know, the lottery has been very important to our state's general fund, as the proclamation that the governor provided recognizes, and as Rob has said, But we also couldn't have done this without the 2,800 local retail partners that are participating in the lotto sales, and they have helped us, and they've helped us grow jobs in our state. So we want to thank all of those local retailers for their participation, and we're looking forward to the next generation of betting in our state, because the CLC has been a huge asset. As you've heard, we've raised over $10 billion in revenue for our state, and with the 9 retail sportsbook locations we have in our state, with another 6 to open in the future, we know that there is a lot of good things ahead for our state. The governor and I are so proud of every one of the employees of this great organization, and we appreciate your service to our state. So with that, I'm going to give you your CEO for a few words. All right, thank you. Let me get my mask out of the way.
Sure.
There we go.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. And I know that I am the last person between us and cake, so I will not belabor some of these points. So first off, happy 50th anniversary to us. What a great time. You know, I mentioned earlier in a message to the staff, my few short years here make me feel really proud of this. Those of you that have been here decades, you have much more of a life to enjoy this, of the background to enjoy what we're going through, and so thanks for making this all possible. When talking about people turning 50, it's common to hear the phrase, you're not getting older, you're getting better. And when I think of CLC, I modify that slightly and go, we are getting older and we are getting better. The components of better is bigger. That's through our expansions that we've been allowed to do. Better is more modern through the services, equipment, and technology tools that we now use that allow us to do our jobs that much faster and be a better service and information providing to our customers. And better is more, and that's more prizes to our players and larger and more commissions to our retailers. As we continue to grow, the players get more and the retailers get more out of this, as does the state. So CLC is far ahead as the largest contributor of gaming proceeds to the state of Connecticut. We are all proud of this, and we expect our contributions will continue to grow as we've seen over the last few years, and I just can't wait to see how much larger they get. So to add to our celebration, we have just yesterday started a new Fast Play game, 50 Years of Gold. It's a $20 ticket, and it's got some great top prizes with it. And very soon we will launch a family of games that commemorates this 50th anniversary as well, all of them with a second chance win opportunity, and they will complete this fall with a celebration that we have planned, I think, in the month of October. So, and as Rob mentioned, if you could script or plan this, but to have that Powerball win last night, and additionally, we had a $25,000 a year for life win with the Lucky for Life game last night. So we're kind of hot. So, you know, you don't get these that often, and when you do, you got to celebrate them. And just can't wait to see those players step forward and claim these prizes. So, say enough about work right now. Let's get this celebration going and maybe have some cake. All right? So, sure. So, any employees that like to come in to pick, you're allowed to, and you don't have to. And so,
Absolutely, I'm not a question only. So we're going to do the photo, and then we'll do questions only for about 10 minutes.
you got it? Yeah, you go. Yep.
All right, anybody else?
No, not yet. Yeah, we don't know yet. We know the name of the store. It was in Cheshire, Connecticut. What's this? The one-stop convenience store in Cheshire, Connecticut.
So,
You want it to the microphone?
so there is a requirement that a player's, the claimant's name, the town they're from, the game, and the prize amount is public information. The opportunity for a person to come forward as a trust is available to them so that that degree of anonymity can exist, but the claimant's name is a piece of public information.
If no one comes forward to claim this prize, what happens to that money? I mean, they have a certain amount of time to claim it. Would the store still get their cut for selling the ticket?
The commission is paid because that happens because they sold it, right? Like all lottery prizes, any unclaimed prize money reverts back to the states, or multiple states in this example, because all the states that sell lottery participate in Powerball. So each would get their share back. We hope that never happens.
I'll just say, when I walked in the door earlier and I was waiting to get let in, someone was coming to claim their prize. I don't know if it was the big
Yeah.
one, but somebody was here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big one.
yeah, so we look forward to that claimant coming in. We also always recommend for wins of that size, people should seek some financial counseling. They're well provisioned now to be able to get that. And even if they're not looking for answers, they should know the questions that they should be dealing with. So it's a great idea.
Do we know if it was a quick pick? Was it a manual selection of the numbers in that case?
I don't know that answer off the top of my head. We can check on that and let you know shortly. But that's one of the more common wins is a quick pick.
How long do they have to come forward? And then historically, with some of the big wins in the state, how long has it taken for people to come forward and claim?
So all lottery prizes expire 180 days after the drawing date. So today is day one. There's not a normal. I know from my experience with some large winners in other states, sometimes they'll wait for some of the excitement to draw down a little bit before they step forward. Some are there in an hour. Okay? And so, with this, we just think that they'll come forward when they feel comfortable, and that we'd like to make sure that they learn the important questions they're going to have to answer, either at the claiming or afterwards.
And just to be clear on that anonymity versus a trust, perhaps, that I could come forward and, John Doe Trust, that would be what would be publicly listed in.
That's the name of the claimant, yes.
I can say from my personal point of view, if it had been me, I would have been out there 10 minutes before the doors
With your
opened this
nose
morning
pressed against the
because of my history of losing small pieces of paper. That would be my nightmare. But the other thing to point out, this is only the third prize of over $100 million that we're aware of. That's what we believe that's been won in the state of Connecticut in the lottery's history. The second largest ever. The first was $254 million that was won in Powerball as well. So this is an incredible coincidence, a happy coincidence for us to be hopefully giving out very soon our second largest jackpot win ever here in Connecticut.
One of the big ones.
2011.
Yes, right. 2011 was the $254 million Powerball jackpot that was won. That was the largest still to this date, but this is the second biggest. Oh, 60 million in 2012, yep. Well, I'm not a tax professional, so I think it...
Figure a third.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those tax tables are already set.
Yep. It depends on how the choice they choose, how they choose to take it, lump sum versus annuity, so there's some choices there.
Last two questions.
How does the Super Bowl affect the sports gambling business?
So we are just getting data back. Thanks for that question. We're just getting data back on the Super Bowl. I can say a couple of things broadly speaking. We saw a record day in terms of both account creation of new online accounts for our sports betting product, as well as a record day for wagers. So not surprisingly, it was a banner day for the Play Sugar House Connecticut Lottery branded platform. I can't say, but would imagine the same was true for FanDuel and DraftKings as well. It is the biggest day in sports betting in the United States every year. The estimate was that $8 billion would be wagered on the Super Bowl in the United States this year. So we, of course, were thrilled that for the first time ever, Connecticut residents had a safe and legal way to bet on the Super Bowl. And we know that many of them, many thousands of them, took advantage of that opportunity. At last check, the betting was fairly even between the Rams and the Bengals. We don't have a final number on that, but the last data I got was it had been weighted slightly in favor of the Bengals, the betting, on the spread, that is. And as you know, the Bengals did not win the game, but they did cover the spread. It was a 4-point spread, and they lost by 3. So that was the winning bet if you took the Bengals -4. But we still don't yet know what kind of swing that will be. It looks pretty even. So I think regardless, we'll be in pretty good shape in terms of the financial outcome of that game for us.
Okay, we think that the net is a positive, not a negative.
And clearly the Vegas bookmakers had it right. In fact, if that extra point attempt hadn't been fumbled by the Rams holder that cost them a point, the number would have been exactly 4. So the odds makers had that one right for sure.
Last question, guys?
Well, yeah, speaking about, so what are the odds of winning this Powerball ticket today?
Oh gosh, that's a question for Greg or someone else. Yeah.
292 million to 1.
There you go.
So that person's $2 yielded nicely. Very fun day for them. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Great day for someone out there.
Thank
right.
And great day for Connecticut. Thank you for being here. Enjoy some cupcakes. Appreciate it. Is that yours?